Oh, this has been a long time coming. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the first time in nearly 2 years, he's back. The real rock and roller is back in Full Metal. But I didn't come alone. No, ladies and gentlemen, everyone nowadays has a corner man. Everyone's got a manager. Everyone's got someone on their side over their shoulder. Oh boy, did I bring a surprise for mine. Let's bring him in, folks. That's right, my manager for this match, one of my best friends, Jeremy the Adam Adams.
Real rock and roller Alex, how are you feeling? I know, we got all these new dogs here wanting to play this season, but you're back. I'm back. We're ready to play and be here this season, and you're up first. And man, there's no one else I'd rather be here in the corner of. You're one of the greats. You're one of the old dogs, and you're going to show these kids a new trick. What do you want to say to our good friend Jonathan today, who is the unfortunate person who gets to see you first this season?
Well, it is unfortunate because Jonathan is someone I've seen. He's got a bright future, but let's be honest, he's a little bit of a snob. He likes to live on the high ground of film. He doesn't like to go into the muck and mire of bad cinema. Me, I live it. I breathe it. I bathe in it, baby. I can swing with the best of them in any category. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, I don't care. So let's bring on this match and let's see just why, even though I've been gone for almost 2 years, there ain't a scrubbering rust on me. Let's do it.
Let's get it.
That was the real rock and roller. The real rock and roller. Seriously?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Saying how bright your future is. The only thing bright about his future, it's about as bright as what David Ayer's film Bright. That's pretty dark. I'd say that you got a much brighter future ahead, man.
Yeah.
I mean, probably as bright as what Sunshine. That's probably a good indicator.
Yeah. A better
How
movie.
you doing today, Jonathan?
Oh man, I want to just take his guitar and just smash it to the ground, man. After this rock concert is over, I mean, the fireworks will go up in smoke when I prevail today against the real rock and roll. Come on, I will have the rock and roll single, and it will debut, and it will hit. It will be a smash.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, not just the rock and roller, you're going to snatch it from him. I mean, let's just cite him some better Guy Ritchie stuff than rock and roller. He's got that indicating right down there. You're trying to get right up there at the top, man. You're going to get there. I believe in you. And I think you're ready. That's calling you a snob. All that means they got good taste, that you know exactly what to look for in order to win.
Yeah, lock, stock, and two smoking barrels, baby. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so let's just be a couple of gentlemen and take this rock and roller on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 3 of Full Metal Singles 2001. We have another great matchup on the line tonight. With me is Andrew James Barr, my co-host. Andrew, we say it all the time, but those truly were some fire promos. What do you think about that?
Yeah, a lot of words thrown. Somebody comparing someone to the movie Bright. I'm offended for them. But yeah, we got some real heat coming. We got fighting words from one side. We got inspiring speeches about returning on the other side. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah, we got a debut on one end. We got somebody coming in who's been off for a long time on the other end. I've faced Jonathan in teams. He knows his stuff. He's a good player. He's got a lot of potential. But we know what Alex can do. Will ring rust be a factor? Will that time off play into this? Jonathan is younger, or a younger player, a newer player. He's hungrier. Let's see how this plays out. But let's bring him in first. Coming in with a new record of 0 wins and 0 losses, it is the real rock and roller Alex Warden. And his opponent, making his debut with a record of 0 wins and 0 losses, it is Jonathan Bloodsport Caro. All right, gentlemen. We're going to get into round one here, our basic whiteboard round. Andrew, and read them the rules for round 1.
Yeah, sure. As Kirk said, it's your basic whiteboard round. Every competitor is going to get 8 questions from 8 different categories. For each question, you're going to have about 15 seconds to write your answer down. After the time is up, both of our competitors will show and say what they wrote. Each correct answer is worth 1 point. If either or each competitor answers all 8 questions correct, they will receive a bonus question.
All right. Jonathan, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Alex, you ready to go?
Let's go.
Okay. Andrew, you want even or odd questions?
Good luck, Alex.
You know what?
Good luck.
I'll take evens.
All right. That means I'm starting out with question number 1 in the category of drama. Your question. Moonlight takes place primarily in which U.S. city? I'd say this is
Go ahead.
technically a trick question because there's moonlight usually in every U.S. city. So ask these guys to narrow that down right off the bat. It's kind of unfair.
So was that joke.
3, 2, 1, pens down, and we will start with Alex
Miami?
and Jonathan.
Miami.
Miami is correct. Both on the board, tied up 1-1.
All right. Your next question, gentlemen, is going to come in biopics, or as people would incorrectly pronounce it, biopics. What Oscar-winning actor plays Drew Bundy Brown, Muhammad Ali's cornerman and assistant trainer in 2001's Ali? You're a boxing guy, right?
Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
in movies, I like the boxing in movies where I like boxing in. It's like more excited in real life.
Yeah, you like to stuff things in boxes.
Favorite holiday, Boxing Day, 2.
Yeah.
What? Pens down, we'll start with Jonathan
John Voight.
and Alex.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx is correct.
John Voight played Howard Cosell.
And question number 3, following that up in the category of sports. In Little Giants, Danny O'Shea coaches the Giants. His brother Kevin coaches which powerhouse Pee Wee football team?
Now, Kirk, we all know that you're a Steelers fan. How do you think they're going to do in the upcoming year?
I hope they're probably not as good as I hope they do.
That's the Steelers' way lately.
Yeah, but you know what I think they're going to do terrible is the year they do good. When I think pens down, when I think they're going to crash and burn is when they go to the Super Bowl. All right, we're going to start with Alex
It's the 90s. Of course, it's the Cowboys.
and Jonathan.
The Cowboys.
Cowboys is correct.
Of course, it's those Cowboys. All right. Question number 4 is going to come in romance/rom-coms. Who stars as Sydney alongside Taye Diggs in 2002's Brown Sugar? Now, I'm quite the baker myself, and I don't have any brown sugar in my cabinet.
Well, what are you going to bake then if you have brown sugar? 4, 3, 2,
There goes my snickerdoodles.
1. Pens down. Alex
I said Vivica A. Fox.
and Jonathan.
Regina Hall.
That is incorrect. On both counts. The correct answer is Sanaa Lathan.
Ah,
That was my second guess. Yeah.
no, wouldn't have even been my 5th.
Kirk, that's you.
Is it me next? Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 5. Category of horror thriller. What is the name of the town where the original Scream takes place?
Ah! You're welcome.
Again, people screamed a lot of towns. I don't know why this one's being. In the original Scream,
Yeah.
where did Van Gogh paint the Scream? There's your trivia question.
Van Gogh did not paint the Scream.
Or who did?
I don't remember.
It's not art trivia. And now we'll start with Jonathan.
I blanked. I put Salem.
And Alex?
Woodsboro.
Woodsboro is correct.
All right, your next question is going to come in the people behind the camera, directors. Who directed Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve, and Mother's Day? What famous holiday do you think should also get a movie?
Arbor Day?
Earth Day?
5, 4, 3,
I want to see Arbor
2,
Day.
1. Pens down. Jonathan
Gary Marshall.
and Alex.
Shout out to Robert Parker. I said John Lithgow.
Gary Marshall is correct. Jonathan picking up a point there, closing the lead. Your next category comes in fantasy/sci-fi. What 80s fantasy film takes place on the planet Thra? And I'll spell that for you to make sure I'm not pronouncing it wrong. Thra.
That sounds about right. It sounds more like an onomatopoeia than anything, though.
That is a. It sounds like they started typing it and then just kind of gave up halfway through the word.
Okay.
5, 4. That's good enough. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. And Alex.
Was it Crawl?
And Jonathan.
But Willow.
Correct answer is the Dark Crystal.
Ah, okay.
And your final question is going to come in. Ooh, looky here, plot summary. Name the plot of the film. Well, name the film from the plot.
Okay.
An idealistic staffer for a new presidential candidate gets a crash course on dirty politics during his stint on the campaign trail. Have you ever thought about going into politics, Kirk?
Not seriously, no.
Jokingly, yeah.
That would be one of those end of the world scenarios. Be like, what's his name?
So 5 more years?
Show. 5.
Come on.
3,
Nice.
2, 1. Pens down. Start with Alex.
Primary colors.
And Jonathan.
I put the Ides of March.
The Ides of March is correct. So in that last question, Jonathan ties the score up 4-4 going into round 2. Is that the score you have?
That is the score I have, yes.
All right. We're going to go then into round number 2, which is our wheel round. Rules for round number 2. Leading competitor will decide to go first or second. The player going first will bet on either red or black, which will essentially be opponent's and spinner's choice. The wheel will be spun and will land on either category or color. If a color is spun, the competitor with the corresponding color will choose a category for themselves or their opponent. If a category is spun, the competitor can choose to take it or respin. If they respin, they'll have to stick with whatever category the wheel lands on. From that category, the competitor will receive 4 questions worth 2 points each. Multiple choice is available, reducing the the value to 1 point. And there is stealing available in this round. And your categories on round 2 for this match: Westerns, Lakeith Stanfield, coming of age films, Oscars, musicals, for the culture, movies that have impacted Black culture, Paul Thomas Anderson, Denise Richards, movie release dates, classics. That we have Alex's strength of 1980 Schwarzenegger, and Jonathan's strength of directed by Nancy Myers, and of course, red and black. Since we are tied, and before the match, Jonathan, you won the coin toss. Would you like to go first or second? We'll bring in your manager to discuss. Bring in Jeff.
All right, Jonathan, how you feeling right now?
All right, well, we're tied, so it's a new clean slate.
That's
So-
exactly it. Look, one question at a time. Right now, it's 0-0. Doesn't matter about that first round. All that matters is you're here to win, and we're going up against another guy who's wearing a jacket with sunglasses, just like every other guy. You're different. You're going to do well. So, do you want to go first? You want to go second? There's no such thing as momentum when you get stuff that's at random. What do you want?
I'll defer to Alex.
All right, in that case, let's bring in Jeremy.
And Malcolm, will you bring up the wheel? Thank you.
Okay, and before we spin, Alex, do you want red or black?
Let's go red.
Okay, with that, we'll go ahead and give Alex his first spin.
All right.
You land on For the Culture, movie that impacted Black culture. Would you like to keep that one or spin again?
I don't know.
Feel like
There's
this
a couple
is
of
probably pretty good for you. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple others on the wheel that I would prefer, but there's a lot on that wheel that kind of is not in my wheelhouse.
There's some
so-
scary stuff in there. Yeah. I mean, I know it's a tough call, but
Yeah. Honestly, I think if I can multiple choice my way through a couple of them, we can get out a good score. So let's go for it.
yeah, I agree.
All right, let's go for it.
Okay, Andrew, would you like to give Alex his questions in For the Culture?
Sure, why not? Your first question, Alex, are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, let's go. In Coming to America, what is the name of the barber shop that Akeem and Sami go to when they arrive in Queens?
Oh man, and I just watched this recently with the sequel coming out. Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, Simple Cuts, B, Three Brothers, C, My T Sharp, or D, Headhunters.
Three Brothers?
That is incorrect. Chance for the 1-point steal. Your options again are A, Simple Cuts, B, My Three Brothers, C, My T Sharp, or D, Headhunters.
Mighty Sharp.
That is correct for 1 point. Your next question. What is Nina Mosley's profession in Love Jones?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, journalist, B, photographer, C, nurse, or D, doctor.
Can I hear those again?
Absolutely. Is it A, journalist, B, photographer, C, nurse, or D, doctor?
Photographer?
That is correct for 1 point. Question number 3. The quote, "Until you do right by me, everything you think about is going to crumble," is from what 80s drama?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, Glory, B, Do the Right Thing, C, Lean on Me, or D, The Color Purple.
The Color Purple?
For 1 point. And your final question. Who plays Jodie's mother's new boyfriend Melvin in Baby Boy?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, Michael Clark Duncan, B, Ving Rhames, C, Omar Gooding, or D, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
That is incorrect. Chance for the 1 point steal. Your options again are A, Michael Clark Duncan, B, Ving Rhames, C, Omar Gooding, or D, Snoop Dogg.
Ving Rhames.
That is correct for 1 point.
All right. So coming out of Alex's spin, we have this score tied at 6-6. Let's bring the wheel back up and bring in Jeff for Jonathan's spin.
Here we go.
Lands on move your release date. Should I keep that or spin again?
Okay.
How you feeling on that? I know you can be good with that. I know that there's some that you're really excited about and some not so much. And
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this here? Remember, you're still tied. It doesn't matter that this is now your chance here. You're still 0-0.
Okay. Look, I got to be honest. I like a lot of these. This is one of my strengths here. You know what? Let's go for it.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. I will give you your questions in movie release dates. You ready, Jonathan?
Yep.
Okay, question number 1. What year did the first Ghost Rider blaze the theaters?
Multiple.
Is it A, 2003, B, 2005, C, 2006, or D, 2007?
(2006)
That is incorrect. Alex, for the 1 point steal, is it A, 2003, B, 2005, C, 2006, or D, 2007?
2005.
That is also incorrect. The correct
That was
answer is
07.
2007.
Yeah, it was 07. Damn it.
Jonathan, question number 2.
Yep.
What year was the Psycho remake released?
The Psycho remake. Oh, Psycho remake. 1998.
That is correct for 2 points. Third question. What year saw the release of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome?
1985.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question. What year did the Barbra Streisand vehicle Yentl hit theaters?
1983.
That is correct for 2 points. Okay, so after round 2, Andrew, I have a score with Jonathan with 12 and Alex with 6. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to go on to round 3, which is our deep cut round. I will read you your rules for round number 3. Rule number 3. There will be 2 questions worth 2 points, 2 questions worth 4 points each. There's no multiple choice available, but also no stealing. It will be spun to determine the movies for each question. Players will have the option to respin only one time in round 3, so choose wisely. If a movie has no questions remaining for respective point value and a player lands on it, they will get a technical respin. The player behind will start answering questions first. Once that player ties or moves ahead of the opponent, the other player will get their first question. On the first 4-point spin for a player, the first 4-point question will be asked. On the second 4-point spin, the second 4-point question will be asked, unless the same movie gets spun for both players. Each player will go back and forth, answer their questions until a player is mathematically eliminated. And the movies that were randomly selected for this match that you received earlier in the week: Superbad, 20th Century Women, The Skin I Live In, 1995's Dead Man, 1988's The Blob, To Catch a Thief, The Great Race, and Sullivan's Travels. So, Alex, since you are behind, you will go first. We'll start out. We'll bring in Jeremy, and if we could bring in the round 3 Will as well. And this will be your first spin for your 2-point question. Andrew, do you want to give Alex?
I'm going to give Jonathan his.
Yeah, you read Alex. So I'll read Alex's questions. Okay, so your 2-point question is in the blob. Do you want to keep that or spin again?
It's for 2 points. You know what? Let's keep it.
Okay, your 2-point question in the blob. Who plays Sheriff?
Hi, Jeremy. So, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry. Who plays Sheriff Geller?
Kevin Dillon.
That is incorrect. Correct answer is Jeffrey DeMunn.
Damn it.
So, Alex, we're going to stay with you for your first 4-pointer. We'll bring back in Jeremy and the Will.
Okay, here we go.
We just
Hang in there, buddy. You could just, I know you can hang in here.
All right, your first 4-point spin is The Great Race. Do you want to keep that one or spin again?
We're going to give this a respin, Alex.
Yeah, let's give it a respin.
All right, Here's your 1 respin. Got to keep
I am
whatever this
sad.
spins on. And it lands on Dead Man.
Okay.
So your first 4-pointer in Dead Man. What item does Blake keep getting asked if he has in his possession throughout the film? Five, 4.
Repeat.
Your first repeat. What item does Blake keep getting asked if he has in his possession throughout the film?
A lighter.
That is incorrect. Correct answer is tobacco. So,
And I believe
your winner by technical knockout, Jonathan Bloodsport Caro. So that Jonathan pulls out the win to go to 1-0 here. Okay. Jonathan, like I said, pulling out the win there over Alex. Quick thoughts on that match before we go to post-match interviews.
Unfortunately, I think Alex just hit some bad luck in that match. It happens to all of us. I know that I've hit bad luck in almost all of my matches in Full Metal, so I know how that feels. But good match nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to post match with our starting with our second place player today. It'll be Alex and Jeremy. Let's bring those guys in. Alex, I mean, you kept it close there at the beginning. I think it just that round 2 category got you. What are your thoughts following that matchup?
Honestly, that round 2 is what kind of killed me there because looking at the wheel, there was maybe a couple of other things, including movie release dates, that I would have been more comfortable getting. But a lot of those round 2 categories were loaded. So I had to just go with my gut. Like Jeremy said, go with something I feel at least semi-comfortable in under the risk of more so getting something I'm not as comfortable in. It just didn't work out that way. But more credit to Jonathan coming into round 2, getting that second, blazing through those movie release dates questions. He just made too much of a gap for me to catch up on in round 3. That really is what did it for it. Jonathan was the better player today. So hopefully I can recover from this. Who knows when I'll be back, but I will be back. I hope so. And if I am, hopefully I'll have a much better showing than I did today.
I just want to say, Jonathan was the better player today, but he's not the better player. I can say from knowing Alex, and having played against him and played with him and known him for years in these leagues, that he's a great player. We saw what his knowledge was in round 1, and it just, I think that we did everything right here today. I think that the choice that we made in round 2 in most cases, is the smart choice to make. Is just, you never know what questions you're going to get. I personally think there was some real deep cut, stuff there, and Alex hung in there the best that he could, and then his opponent got something that he was really strong on, and this is the way it goes sometimes. But don't count this guy out. He's going to be back. I'm going to make sure he gets playing back in Classic and all these other places he can play, and he's going to get back into his old shape, because this guy, he's taken me to the limit. He's one of the greats, and I hope nobody forgets that.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll definitely one loss in the season is going to put you out of it. You'll be back. Where do you go from here? Is there anybody you want to play? Anything what are your goals moving forward at this point?
Honestly, my goals are just to finally have people remember and recognize who I am. I'm one of the co-founders of this group. I am one of the founding fathers of Full Metal. I hope that nobody forgets that. And honestly, people have forgotten that. So I'm here to just make my name and make sure people remember just who in the hell I am. So anyone who wants a shot at me, I know there's a few of you out there. Bring it on. I'm waiting.
All right. Well, we will see you again soon. And with that, let's bring in Jonathan and Jeff. Okay, Jonathan. That's with your debut match. That's an impressive debut, winning by technical knockout. Final score 12-6. What are your thoughts after that?
Well, first off, I have to say to Alex, he played a great match. I mean, look, luck. I mean, anybody can get bad luck. I mean, it's a shame that he didn't get some of the categories and movies in round 3 that he got. But other than that, the first round it was nerves. I'll be honest. I mean, it was nerves playing in my first Full Metal singles match. I basically went blank on most of those. Jamie Foxx, I just overthought that one. But other than that, round 2, I just hit a great category for myself, and then that's it.
All right, Jeff, your thoughts on Jonathan's performance today?
Jonathan, I think you did great. Yeah, you're right. Round 1, it was nerves, but at the end of it, it didn't matter, because when you guys are tied, then you're on equal footing from then on. So round 2, it was just one of those cases where Alex hit a category where the questions were significantly more difficult for him than the kind of questions that were asked for you. It was just, they were some difficult questions that he got. And a lot of people would agree. I know I didn't know a lot of them there, but I gotta say, you did great, man. Alex is right there. You built up a gap that was really hard to overcome, especially with some of the questions that would be asked in round 3. I know that we had prepared a lot for round 3. A lot of work went into that. So at the very least, now you know a lot more about the skin I live in.
Yes. A lot more than I should have.
But man, look, you gave your nickname Bloodsport, man, and today there was blood, and let's just keep that blood splay. Let's keep it going. On to the next one.
Yep, on to the next one.
All right. Well, like I said, you start with a win. You're technically undefeated now, and where do you want to go from here? Is there anybody specific you want to play, or just in general, do you have plans or plots or schemes for moving forward in Full Metal?
Look, in terms of Full Metal or general trivia, I mean, I love to expand my horizons, and hearing Alex's promo of watching bad movies, I watched some bad movies. I'll guarantee that. But you got to balance the good and the bad when it comes to trivia, because there's some new movies that you never heard of or movies that you hate, and then you just it gives you some cards to deal with there. But in terms of people who I want to play with, it could be anybody, to be honest, in terms of even stats. moving forward. So, but also I just want to thank Jeff for managing me today. Unfortunately, my manager Alex couldn't make it, but I got to applaud Jeff for prepping me for this match and giving me confidence to go against Alex Warden.
All right.
For the record, Jonathan is so good. All the prep I did was for round 3. So everything that you saw today was because of him.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. And Jonathan, we will see you again soon. All right. Yeah, I don't know if you could say a guy whose nickname is Bloodsport doesn't watch bad movies. But that being said, it was a great match. Jonathan showed what he could do, and Alex just struggled a little bit. But we do have a final score of Jonathan 12, Alex 6, and a TKO victory. And so for Alex, for Jonathan, for Jeremy, for Jeff, and for Andrew James Barr, I'm Kirk the Consigliere Kolkowski, and we'll see you next time.
Kumite, Kumite.